What's going on, everyone? Yugaloo here. So I'm here to show you an updated Ancient Gear deck profile I have with the new Ancient Gear Dragon support that came out of Battle of Legends. So let's get right to it. First off, I'm running one Ancient Gear Golem, the OG Ancient Gear Golem. And you need at least one. And then I'm running two of the new Ancient Gear Dark Golem. So Ancient Gear Dark Golem effect, his name becomes Ancient Gear Golem on the field or engraved. This card is normal special summon. You can add up to 2 Ancient Gear cards or Gear Towns from deck to hand. Then discard 1 card. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of this turn. You're going to use this effect of Ancient Gear Dark Golem once per turn. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate spells, traps until the end of damage step. Next, I'm running 3 of the Ancient Gear Wyvern. Ancient Gear Wyvern is your searcher for the deck. So if this card is normal special summon, you can add 1 Ancient Gear card from your deck to hand. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card attacks, your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step. Next, 3 of them running Ancient Gear Tanker. So Tanker is a really good card. If this card is normal or special summon, you could special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your hand, except Ancient Gear Tanker, ignoring the summoning conditions. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you could special summon from your graveyard instead. You can target 1 face-up card you control, destroy it. Also, for the rest of this turn, all monsters you control that are Ancient Gear Golem or mention it gain 600 attack. 2 ofs are running 2 of the Commander, Ancient Gear Commander. You can send 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, deck, or face-up monster zone to the grave. Immediately after this card resolves, normal summon 1 Ancient Gear monster. If you normal or special summon Ancient Gear Golem, you can special summon 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your hand or graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, place 1 Ancient Gear continuous trap from your hand, face up on your field. You're going to use each effect once per turn. For 1-ups, I'm running 1 Ancient Gear box. Gearbox is good. It's a good 1-up, but it's a brick. This card is added from deck or grave to hand, except by drawing it. You can add 1 Earth Machine type monster with 500 attack or defense from your deck to hand. And for that searching, it will be Ancient Gear Dragon with 500 attack. So this card cannot be special summoned. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Earth Machine monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When your opponent activates a spell, trap, or quick effect, you can send to the grave 1 machine monster from your hand or face up in the field, or 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your deck. Negate that effect. So it's a good Omni Negate Ancient Gear finally got with Ancient Gear Dragon. It's kind of like the Regulus, which we run 1 of. Then you're coming Regulus, so it's Earth Machine deck, and Regulus is good in Earth Machines, so good extender. So on to the hand traps. Hand traps, I am just running 2 of the Ash Blossom, 2 of Effect Veilers, and 2 of Imperms. For the spells, first off I'm running Ancient Gear Advance. This is their new spell from Legacy of Destruction. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Ancient Gear spell or trap from your deck to hand. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 monster, draw 1 card, and apply this effect. For the rest of this turn, you can normal summon Ancient Gear Golem or a level 5 or higher monster that mentions it without tributing. Next, for 3 ofs, I'm running 3 Gear Towns. So Gear Towns, when it's destroyed and set to grave, I can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from hand, deck, or graveyard. 2 ofs, just because I don't own 3 copies of this card. Ancient Gear Fortress. So Fortress effect, during their turn they were normal or special summon. Your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters you control with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to activation of Ancient Gear cards or effects. So it's a good protection for your Ancient Gear cards, so they won't be negated. And then if this card is destroyed in the spell or trap card zone, you can special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Ancient Gear monsters. So if this card is destroyed and you use the special summon effect, it just locks you into Ancient Gear monsters. So it's ideal if you go for the OTK, or if you want to extend, you may not want to use that effect. 2 of the Ancient Gear Catapults, again, if I had a 3rd copy, for some reason I don't, I would run a 3rd, but this is your starter, one of your starters. While you control no monsters, target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can banish this card from the graveyard, Then target one face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon one Ancient Gear token. You can only use only one of these effects once per turn. Next, for the last of the Ancient Gear cards, I'm running one Ancient Gear Fusion. I would run two, but I think one is good just for now. I might test a little more to see if two will work. For the rest, the board breakers here, running 3. Forbidden Droplet, 2 talents, and then the last of the spells, I'm running just 3 urgent schedule, 2 urgent schedules, my bad, and then 1 call by the grave. And then for the trap, I'm running 1 of the Ancient Gear Duel, which is one of the new trap cards that came out of Legacy Destruction. Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon. You can fusion summon 1 fusion monster that mentions Ancient Gear Golem from your extra deck by banishing monsters from your field or graveyard as materials, including Ancient Gear Golem you control. And if you do, it can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase. So that's it for the main deck there, guys. That is 40 cards. So on to the extra deck. The extra deck, first off, I'm starting off with 1 Ancient Gear Howitzer. So Howitzer is unaffected by card effects. It just requires 2 Ancient Gear monsters. During your main phase, you can inflict 1,000 damage, so it's good for game 3 into time. And then if this card is destroyed by battle and went to the graveyard, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from the deck, ignoring the summon condition. So it can special summon anything. Next, I'm running 1 of the Megaton Golem. So this card is future summon using 2 or more Ancient Gear Golems. It can attack up to that many times during each battle phase. This card, face up, a fusion card is sent to grave. If it just leaves the field, you can special summon an ultimate Ancient Gear Golem from the extra deck. So a 4,400 attack beater for free. So if this card attacks, it does piercing. And then if it's destroyed, I can special summon Ancient Gear Golem from the grave, ignoring the summoning conditions. And then the big boss itself, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. So it must be future summoned. It cannot be special summoned any other ways. It's unaffected by spells or traps, and your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects during the battle phase. So it cuts off their effects completely during the battle phase. And then this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If this card attacks a defense position monster, if it, of course, it's like battle damage, piercing damage. So for the links, I'm going to 2 Ancient Gear Ballistas. Ballista effect, this card's link summon. You can add an Ancient Gear monster or a Gear Town from deck to hand. You can target 1 spell or trap you control and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that card you control, and if you do, change that monster attack to 0. Running 1 Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget's good. I can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from my hand for the arrow this card points to. And then I'm running 1 IP, 1 SP, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and an access code. And then for some XCs, I'm running number 41, number 60, Springen's Merrymaker, and Gigantic Champion Sargus. So that's it for my Ancient Gear deck profile, guys. I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all check it out, test it out. If y'all want to see me test it out, please let me know. I wouldn't mind doing some videos of testing it. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.